Here we go.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to our third comic review show for Z's Comics over in Seguin. All right. Lucky number 3. All right. I think we're starting to get the hang of this. What do you think?
I think so. I think we're okay. You know, not too bad.
Nice. All right. We could work a little bit on our writing skills a little bit more, but you know, we'll get better. I promise. All right. First up, in no particular order, we are going with Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider number 1, as seen right here. Honestly, the artwork is amazing. The writing leaves you wanting more in a very good way.
It's gripping.
It is
page turner. Definition.
It is definitely a page turner because it basically starts off in the lone scene from Spider-Man 2, except you know, minus the Aunt May. Spider-Gwen, for some reason, all the spiders are broke except for, you know, Jessica Drew, but you know, she's off doing spy stuff. But in this one, Spider-Gwen finds herself stuck in the 616. Somehow, along the way, you find out basically she's in like a superhero multiversal wit sack. And it's actually, you know, kind of interesting the way that they're talking about it. Special appearance by Loki fan favorite Obi.
Obi.
Oh yeah,
my boy Short Round. As I read it in his voice.
I did too. It just made it even better. And then so familiar faces pop up from the 616. Basic story: she's not supposed to be in the 616. She's not even supposed to let any of her friends know that she's there. And she's friends with like all the Spider people and like half the Avengers and Champions. So what's she doing there? Why can't she talk to her people? I don't know. And that's like the big draw right there. I think it's going to be a slow burn. Probably. I'm not really a fan of those.
I'm not either,
but this one is fine.
It very well.
Yeah, it's interesting enough to keep you wanting more. I give it a solid 4 out of 5.
I would too. Yes,
yeah?
Solid 4.
All right. So that takes care of our Spider-Gwen. You want to talk about Nightwing?
My boy.
Nightwing number 114 came out this week. Part 1 of the Fallen Grayson storyline.
Exactly.
Take us through it, buddy.
So it starts off pretty nicely, you know, just him recalling a memory of the first time he ever, recalling how he wanted to be like his parents, you know, seeing them fly around in the circus all the time. He thought it was really cool. So he decided, he remembers the first time that he wanted to be like that. One night he started climbing up the top. This memory turns out to be the first time he ever fell. Like he straight up trips on the climbing up the ladder.
Hence the name.
That's what I'm saying,
bro.
Gosh. Like the symbolic.
The symbology.
The symbology, you know. And like when they show the comic panel of him falling, he hits his chin on one of the rungs, and I was like, bro, it's just like me. I hit my chin on a ladder one time. Well, not a ladder, it was a slide. I was trying to climb up the slide, you know. And I came down, got a scar right there. You know?
And so now you are like Nightwing.
Connected, you know. But yeah, it's very simple. He's walking somewhere in the mountains. That's why, you know, got the cover here. Walking somewhere there. You don't really find out though, because then most of the issue takes place 2 weeks before. We got a 2-week flashback, and it all takes place at a simple what do they call it? Fundraiser for the Pennyworth Foundation, the Alfred Pennyworth Foundation.
Oh, hey, making a return. All right, cool.
Now he's dead, bro.
No, the Pennyworth Foundation. That was the foundation that he... Forgot. Wait, no, Alfred came back.
Not right now.
No, not in there? Okay, okay. Okay, spoilers.
Yeah,
sorry.
He ain't there yet, bro. And that's basically how it is. You get a few, hints at the main bad guy here, named Shelton. Yeah, Shelton. Very interesting name. Shelton. Not Sheldon, Shelton.
Oh, okay.
Shelton.
So first appearance for a new character, I think.
The backstory you get on him is that evidently he did know Dick when they were kids. Dick broke his nose, but that's all you know about it. Damian was very happy about that. When Dick told him that he broke Shelton's nose, Damian was like, "I'm proud of you. I've never been more proud." Yeah,
but he's broken on the inside.
It is, yeah. It was very sad. But yeah, it was very simple beginning, and I kind of like it. Like, you know, it's very nice. It had the heart. It had heart, you know, and that's what my boy Nightwing's about. The heart.
All right, and does this give any indication of why Batman takes up the Nightwing mantle? Because I know that's supposed to be happening either in 115 or 116.
Yeah, like 115 is the issue where you can see they released the cover today, where you can kind of see the little bat ears coming, but you don't get the full on view. doesn't really hint at how that's going to go. Bruce is there at the fundraiser,
Okay.
but you don't really. Well, I don't. Yeah. There's not really too much of like reasoning why he comes up to it. I kind of have a theory from it of how it could be, but I hope it doesn't end up that way because it's pretty sad. It'll be pretty sad if it does end up that way, from what I'm thinking.
All right. I just think it's funny. I mean, you got the dark and brooding Batman, and then all of a sudden he is now supposed to be. It's kind of like Captain America turning into Spider-Man. I mean, it's just not there.
Yeah,
you know, I don't see how people can do that. Oh wait, no, they actually did this. Daredevil put on Spider-Man's costume, and all of his bad guys were all like, "What's wrong with you?" Because he's not making jokes.
I know. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. You know? It's very interesting. It's a solid. I'll say like a 3.5 out of 5. It's a nice, good start. You know,
all right.
It got me interested.
All right. Moving on to Archie Comics Judgment Day. This one was weird. Okay, the only reason I got it from my shop is because, first of all, somehow Archie always sells. I'm not a fan of him, but a lot of other people are. So I decided to get it for my shop. I decided to read this just because, dude, it's Archie, it's magic, and the last time something like this came out was Archie of the Dead or Afterlife with Archie, and that sold like gangbusters. This one right here, I can see why. I mean, the writing's pretty solid. It is chaotic, the writing, but for the type of story this tells, it actually adds to the story. Just by the chaotic type of writing involved with it. The surreal artwork is just right at home in this type of environment. Things happen. You start off, there's already been a demon invasion, and Archie's just trying to do what Archie does, try to help people, and eventually it doesn't work, and then bam, Madam Satan says, "Hey, I got you. Here's a demon. Take him." And yeah, it goes from there, and you don't know whether or not the demon's in control or Archie, even though they say Archie's supposed to be in control. You just don't know, especially at the end when he almost brains somebody. Oh, that was weird. That was weird for Archie. But yeah, it's I give this one a really good start. I'd say 3 out of 5. Definitely worth reading. So yeah, go ahead and pick this one up. Archie Comics Judgment Day. The artwork is amazing. The writing adds to itself. It's so good. Definitely pick this one up. Let me see. Justice League vs. Kong.
Okay. The conclusion to the big old monsters versus fighting superheroes.
Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong came out this week, number 7. The conclusion to the just the 7-part miniseries that's been going on since October of 2023.
Roughly October.
Yeah. So yeah, number 7 got a little bit delayed. But yeah, it's what's up?
It's been zooming for random reasons.
Oh, it just likes it. Just likes it.
Yeah.
All right. So to walk us through this, man. I haven't read them all yet because I just wanted to binge them all, and I just ran out of time. So walk us through it, man. You've been up to date on it. Walk us through.
Well, Big Blue Boy Scout is finally back. He's been absent since like issue 2, when I'm sure everybody heard about it and saw the photo of Godzilla taking him down. Like he is finally back, supercharged by the sun. Batman and Cyborg got his body, teleported him to the sun so he could get all supercharged, and he's finally back. This is a very quick issue. Like, it's very fast paced. It's just
all the story's already been told, and now you just need to finish it, right?
It's just the last fight. That's all this really is. It's the last fight. Kong gets his own Green Lantern ring. I don't really want to say who he gets it from, because I don't know if that's going to be
a huge. You told me, and it was a huge spoiler.
Yeah,
so needless to say, somebody dead.
Somebody dies.
Somebody did.
It's not too much of a spoiler to say, because as you know, if the Green Lantern ring leaves to somebody else, because the previous person
they did
no longer with us. So there's that. Superman finally gets around to asking Lois if she will marry him, like he was doing at the beginning of the series. Series issue. She said no. I'm just kidding. Of course she said yes.
Oh man, you should have left off on that cliffhanger. I was like, whoa, really?
Well, yeah, it's very, very simple issue. Like, it's all action. It's action, some dialogue, and is very great. You know, like the whole series has been nice. You
Yeah.
love monsters, you love superheroes. What's not to like about this?
It's
Just
true.
all around. It's a good ending to it. Very solid.
Especially if you love the Godzilla Kong monsterverse that's been going around from Legendary Warner Brothers. I've only read the first issue, but the covers look amazing, and I've been keeping up to date with the synopsis of it, but I haven't actually read the actual story. But it just sounds friggin' amazing, and I love Godzilla. I've been just waiting for it to end so that way I can just stay at home one day and just binge it all.
It is a fun time series.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take itself too seriously. It knows it's not serious. It's for fun. You just pick it up and you enjoy it.
That's what I like. I mean, if you have a ridiculous, preposterous premise and it just leans into it, like I'm there. Kind of like the later seasons of Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah, exactly.
It knows what it is, and it did it great for the past 7 issues. It's been great. It's been fun series.
All right. So what do you give it?
A solid. I'm a 5 out of 5 for this, man.
Wow,
I like it. I loved it. Every single issue.
Nice. All right. So 5 out of 5. Definitely pick up Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. The trade paperback or hardcover should be coming out, I want to say, in July. So head to your local comic shop and see if you can reserve one. Let me see. Last up, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 50. Now, they've been teasing this in the comic advertisements and online posts for the past month and a half, but this right here is the return of the Green Goblin. Now, if you've been keeping up with Amazing Spider-Man since the new start with Zeb Wells, and most of them I think are John Romita Jr. or Todd Mock. I think I pronounced that right. If you've been keeping up with them, then you know that for the past series, the rest of the series, since number 1, Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, has been working for Norman Osborn, formerly the Green Goblin. And he's basically been there to keep Norman on the straight and narrow after the whole Sin Eater incident, where Norman is like mystically rehabilitated. Well, shenanigans occurred back in the early 40s issues, and now it's culminating in issue 50, where bam, Green Goblin's back. Let me see. So it starts off with the Living Brain, back from ASM number 6 from the recent series, trying to convey messages. Well, at some point in the recent issues, he was able to connect to Osborn's computer systems. Found out some stuff he shouldn't have found out, and found some keywords that unlock a bunch of weapons caches. Well, long and narrow of it, Norman Osborn ain't Norman Osborn anymore. Now he's full-on Green Goblin, and he had a contingency plan. Apparently, when Spider-Man absorbed all of Norman Osborn's sins for a time, he basically put in these key words in his head, kind of like Winter Soldier-ish, right? Homecoming, Freight Train, all kinds of crap like that. Well, he basically did the same thing with Spider-Man, and now, like the advertisements show, now we got the Green Goblin running around with the Spider Goblin. And this is actually an oversized issue, which has a bunch of extra stories in it. And a couple of the extra stories, one of them was really good, the Black Cat one, written by Marv Wolfman, returning to the character, and illustrated by Terry Dodson. That one, pretty good little extra side story, with Spider-Man trying to catch up with Black Cat, who's just stealing what he thinks are just random things that aren't really worth value. So he's just confused. Well, it turns out there is a sentimental value associated with every one. Not going to tell you what it is, because it is a kind of an emotional gut punch that that goes really well with the character, especially if you've read her series or the Spider-Man Black Cat Evil That Men Do miniseries and stuff like that. Then there's another extra story featuring Doctor Strange, I guess, doing some minor surgery work on Spider-Man, like to patch him up. And the two of them have a bit of a heart-to-heart. And it leaves off with kind of a question mark on where that's going to go later, because Doctor Strange, he don't look so good in there. Like he looks like he's been through it.
Not a good week for Strange.
It is not.
Not looking good in Amazing Spider-Man? Cut in half in Blood Hunt?
Whoa, what? That's a huge spoiler. I did not know that. I haven't read Blood Hunt #2 yet. Anyway.
You'll see it at the end of the first one.
Was it at the end of the first one?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know. Okay. So that's probably a red band.
Oh.
It's probably a red band difference. Okay.
Okay.
'Cause I don't remember that part.
We're going to have to brainstorm later on.
Back to ASM 50. Final thing. There is an epilogue. So after the extra stories, that does go back to the main 616 story where the living brain, aka the walking brain, I'm going to start calling him WB, says that that's not Spider-Man anymore. That is something else, and he needs to be stopped. He needs to be helped. And apparently, Dr. Connors and his buddy Doug are along for the ride. So hopefully, this next story arc for ASM is gonna put it back on track, and we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of hopeful for it. But yeah.
Okay.
All right, that about does it for our reviews. I don't really have a whole lot of extra comic news right now, aside from the announcements of Spider Society from a new series called Spider Society from Marvel, which if you've seen Beyond the Spider-Verse, the latest Spider-Verse movie, that is what they call themselves. That all the Spider people congregate into the one thing, and they're all welcome to Spider Society. I'm guessing that's what it's about. Let me see what else. This week, I believe, is the final cutoff for TMNT #1, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, the relaunch. I believe it comes out in July. So head on to your local comic shop and see if you can reserve your copy, because these #1s they're looking good. Let me see. I think that about does it for us. Well, we already talked about Batman coming up with Nightwing.
Yes. Q issues.
Oh yeah, key issues. And if you're wondering about these variants that we got in front, this one right here is a 1-to-1, 1 per store variant, and that right there is a 1 in 25 Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong #7. So yeah, they're just really cool, and I really like showing them off. But anyway, I think that about does it for our comics reviews and news and stuff. So yeah, I think we're done. All right, have a good one.